Hi Tech family, Atia here. I'm so excited about this video today. I'm going to be giving you some tips and pointers for the interview process. A lot of you have been reaching out to us, asking us. The number one question is, how do I do well on the interview? So I'm going to give you some pointers today. Hopefully it helps you. I'm by no means an expert. I just really like meeting people and I really like talking to people. And so because of that, I did really well on my interviews. But I've done a lot of research, so I'm going to share with you today some ways that you can ace your interview. It's 3 different points that I'm going to talk about. And the first point is how to prepare before the interview. So it's so important before you ever go into that interview. Let's just say you open your email and it's a company you really want to work for, and they're writing you to let you know that you have advanced through the application process and they want to meet with you. So you'll probably feel with anticipation, excitement, and a little nervous at the same time. But what do you do before you ever set foot into that interview? First of all, you want to be sure you research the company. You want to know everything there is to know about that company. You want to look on their website. You want to view their social media pages. Find people on LinkedIn that you can write who work for the company. Do your research. Look and see if there's YouTube videos. Find out all the information you can before you go into that interview, even if it's a phone screening, because you want to show that you know about the company, you want to show that you want to work for the company, and you really want to honestly make the decision for yourself. So although they're interviewing you, you're also interviewing them, because you have to make a decision. Do you want to work for this company and spend 40 hours a week with this company? So make sure you do your research. The second thing I want to tell you before the interview is know your worth. You want to be able to go through, read the job description, see how you fit, and also be able to communicate that. Know any metrics that you've had from previous jobs. That's very important. Know your strengths. That's also very important. The more that you see how valuable you are, the more you see your worth, the more confident you'll be going into that interview. And the third thing I want to leave you with before the interview is to know your why. They're going to ask you, why do you want to work in tech sales? Or why do you want to work in this position you're applying for? You have to be able to know your story. They're going to want to know, why are you switching careers? Why are you leaving your current job? Be sure to explain that to them. They're basically looking to see that you're someone who's calculated. You're someone who's strategic. You didn't just wake up one day, apply to the job, and get the interview, but that you're actually excited about it, that you have a plan in place. So what I talked about in my interviews is that I decided to do tech sales because I was a stay-at-home mom, and as my family is growing, I'm looking for opportunities to also build my financial goals, right? And meet these financial goals, right? So they're going to want to know your why. I was also able to tell them that I had a history as a program director of a mentoring program, and I've always liked to help people. Now I want to help organizations and help companies. So be sure that you have your why already set. Another thing that you want to do before you ever get into the interview is do some mock interviews. Find a friend, find a spouse, someone to ask you common interview questions so that you can prepare. And another thing that you can do is record yourself answering those questions and go back and watch it. Do you like the way you answered them? Can you improve? Be sure that you critique yourself and do a lot of preparation before you ever go into the interview. So now it's interview day. What do? You want to be sure that you are early. So if the interview is in person and you're going to a big city, you want to be sure you have money to pay for parking. You want to be sure you get there way ahead of time so you don't have any problems. Always remember to be early. And even if the interview is virtual, you want to log on to Zoom 10, 15 minutes before. Make sure your camera is working. Make sure your laptop is charged. Make sure that you are in the Zoom room before they ever arrive. I did this on all of my interviews and I got really good feedback from people saying they liked the fact that I was there before they were. It shows that I was dependable. It shows that I was eager to be there. It's a great first impression. So in the interview, you also want to be sure that you start off with small talk. You want to ask them about the weather, ask them about how their day is going. You're showing them that you're comfortable meeting new people. If you're going to be applying for a tech sales position, it's important for them to see that you like talking to people, because that's all sales is about. So you want to be friendly, you want to be professional, you want to be concise, but make sure, and most importantly, that you are confident. Make that eye contact. If it's in person, you want to give a firm handshake. If it's virtually, you want to be sure you're looking at the camera while you're talking. Don't get distracted and looking around. You want to be tuned in, engaged, and looking at the camera. Another thing to remember on the interviews is to answer the questions concisely. They're going to ask you a question. You don't want to give a long, drawn-out answer. Get straight to the point. Be clear, be concise, and still give great stories. If you have stories that ties in to any of the questions that are asked, use those stories. On one of the interviews I was on, the guy asked me, "Can you tell me a story?" He said that they're looking for their salespeople to be good storytellers. So they wanted to see how I was going to tell a story. So stories are always great. If they ask you a question and you have an example, use examples. Be sure to paint a very elaborate picture of who you are. All right, so you're going through the interview. The last part of the interview, they're going to ask you if you have any questions for them. Be sure to have really good questions to ask. If you know who you're interviewing with ahead of time, you can always research that person, find out about them, ask questions about the company. This is the time to ask really good questions. And also, they're looking for something. They're looking to see if you're a person who's inquisitive. They want to know how you think. If you can ask a good question, then you're painting another really good picture of yourself. Before you hop off the Zoom or before you leave the meeting, thank them for their time. Gratitude goes a long way. Let them know that you're excited about this opportunity. Let them know that you're grateful to be considered. And you also want to ask for next steps. You want to find out what's the next step in the interview process. How long can you expect to hear back from someone? These are all really good questions to ask, and you also want to know what you can expect before you get off that call. The last thing I'm going to talk about today is what to do after the interview. This is just as important as to prepare for the interview and in the interview. You want to send a thank you note. So if they're a local company, send a thank you note in the mail. If they're far away, you can send them an email or LinkedIn message. Again, you're showing gratitude and appreciation. You're basically making yourself stand out from the crowd. I did this on every interview, and I think it's very important. Again, leave them with the fact that you really want to work for this company, that you're excited about the opportunity. All of these things look really good in that thank you note. All right, guys, so hopefully these tips and pointers will help you. We are wishing you guys all the best. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us. We'd love to help you guys on your tech journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can get notifications when a new video comes out. We're so excited that you're here tuning in to our videos, and we are excited about everything that's going to happen for you on your tech journey.